Everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, if you are preparing for IGNOU MBA second semester exams and looking for important topics for MMPC 014 financial management, then this video is especially for you. So, the timetable for the second semester exams and all the IGNOU term and examination exams has been came and the first subject for the IGNOU second semester MBA exams is MMPC 014 financial management. That is why I'm doing this video before MMPC 11, 12 and 13. This will be a short video of 10 minutes, and here I would be covering only the important topics and questions that you need to prepare. And if you have prepared the things that you need to revise before going for exam, which are very important, that is what I'm discussing here. I'm just discussing the topics and the questions only. So if you need the detailed answers and how to write the answer for each question and each topic, please do comment under the video so I can know it, and I will prepare the answer video for each question and for each subject. Okay, so in this video I will cover most repeated previous year questions, important topics from 2022 to 2025, and high weightage units and the most expected questions for upcoming exams. Okay, so make sure you watch the video till the end, because this analysis can help you to prepare smartly in less time. Okay, so in section 1, Introduction to Financial Management. Here, as an introduction, we have to cover the nature and scope of the financial management, finance function, role of finance manager, wealth maximization versus profit maximization. So, these are very important. Theory questions include the important theory questions include difference between financial manager and accountant. What is the basic difference between the finance manager and the accountant, and the types of financial decisions and significance of financial function. Okay, so these are easy scoring questions. So learn about finance function, difference between wealth maximization versus profit maximization, scope, nature, importance of the financial decisions in a company, difference between the financial manager and accountant. Okay, learn those things. Okay, next important section is time value and the risk. Okay, in time value, the time value of money, we have to learn what's the present value, what is future value, what is significance of the time of value. And in the risk and return section, we have to learn what is compounding, what is discounting, and like source of the risk, what is investment risk, risk versus uncertainty, risk in MNCs. Okay, so we have to learn like what is systematic risk. Okay, and what is non-systematic risk. Maybe short note questions might be asked from this section. So questions from risk management have appeared continuously in previous year. As you can see here, there are multiple questions asked from this risk management. Next thing is valuation and cost of capital. That's the next section, which is very important. So one of the most important unit is valuation and cost of capital. Here, topics repeatedly asked for need for valuation, business valuation approaches, valuation of firm, EIC valuation process. Along with this, prepare for what is cost of capital, cost of equity capital, weighted average cost of capital or WACC. Okay. Also focus on features of capital structure, determinants of capital structure, and what is financial leverage. So these are high weightage topics. So as I said earlier, I'm just concentrating on the important sections, topics, and the important questions. So here you can see from June 2022 to December 2025, a lot of questions has been asked from the topic cost, equity capital, what is capital structure, what is its concept, what is its determinants. Again, it has been asked futures and determinants. So equity shares and debentures, methods of computing cost. So equity capital is very important, and how the computing cost is very important. Capital structure is important. So do not leave this topic. Uh, any questions would be asked. I'm sure that any of one question would be asked from this area, because it has been asked every year in every exam. So, yeah, the next topic is working capital and cash management. Here we can have to focus on working capital. What is working capital? Determinants of working capital, cash management, factoring, and trade credit. Okay. So, dividend decision is another very repeated topic. Yeah, the dividend decision and dividend theories. This is very much repeated question in MMPC 14 financial management. So here the important areas are relevance theory of dividend, forms of dividends, factors affecting dividend policy. So dividend theories are repeatedly asked in long answer format. Okay, the questions that have been asked are dividend decision and relevance theory of dividend, importance of dividend decision and relevance theory. So the relevance theory and dividend decision has been asked multiple times. Factors affecting the dividend decision, theories of relevance of dividend, and different forms of dividend. So make sure that you uh, refer this topic. Okay. Next thing. Next section is investment appraisal and numericals. So here we have to concentrate very important topics about investment. So now coming to one of the most important exam sections, investment appraisal methods. So you should definitely prepare numericals based on uh, payback period. So this is very important. Prepare the numericals based on payback period. Refer the question papers. Uh, Sometimes this exact question, without even maybe change by changing the numericals numbers in the same question format, it has been repeatedly asked. So refer all types of numericals that has been asked in previous year question paper. If you comment down, I will put refer the question papers and get the numericals based on uh, payback period, and I will put a video on the payback period calculation. Okay. So you have also need to focus on the numericals based on net present value, profitability index, and discounted cash flow methods. So if you want, please do comment. So I will put a detailed video on how to solve these questions by based on the previous year question papers. So these has been asked. So in IGNOU question papers, even though it is a problem paper, there will be theories and one or two problem questions. So the problem questions, if you follow the problem questions, what happens is that you can save the time and you can like within short number of answers, like within short amount of answers you can score full mark. uh, if you are not confident in your numericals, always go for the theory questions. So no matter what, you at least you get the half or like full mark according to the way you write the theory question. So make sure you attend all the questions. Okay. So every year IGNOU asks at least one big numerical from this area. So make sure you refer all the uh, calculation questions from the previous year. Make sure you write and study how these questions have can be calculated, so that if similar question asked, you can answer it very confidently. So practice calculations properly, because these questions carry high marks, like around 20 marks for one question. There is a chance that it now will ask a simple but calculation question for 20 marks. So make sure you uh, refer it. So next one is section 6, behavioral finance. So behavioral finance is another repeated theory topic. You should study meaning of behavioral finance, characteristics, scope, traditional versus behavioral finance, investor biases, decision making errors. Okay. Questions on biases affecting investment decisions are commonly asked. So also prepare what is financial markets, function and role of financial markets, money market, participant in money market, and yeah, functions of and roles of financial market. Yeah, the next thing is buyback and restructuring. So another important topic is financial restructuring and buyback of shares. So prepare, like, what is meaning of buyback? How many of you know what is the meaning of buyback? Comment down what is the meaning of buyback if you know it. Okay, so others can refer. Then also the reason for buyback. So what is the buyback? What is the reason for buyback? So what is Companies Act 2013 provisions? So we have studied this Companies Act uh, in the last semester. So refer it. What is SEBI regulations? This has also been we have studied in the last semester. So also refer that. Okay. So the most expected topics. So based on the previous year question analysis from June 2022 to 2025, the most important topics for upcoming exams are cost of capital, capital structure, valuation, dividend theories, NPV and payback numericals, behavioral finance, risk and return, time value of money, buyback of shares. So make sure that if you've finish your revision, make sure that you refer these topics once again and remember it properly so that you can write confidently. So if you are a person who is like starting to study just before 2 or 1 day before the exam, make sure these are the very important topics and you have covered every important topics. Okay, so because IGNOU has the trend of asking previous year questions repeatedly, so there is a chance that most of the questions would be and questions would be referred from the previous year or from the same important section topics. So make sure you study these topics. So I hope this video help you identify the most important topics for MMPC 014 financial management. If you want more important question analysis, previous year question discussions or notes or exam revision videos for other IGNOU MBA subjects, then subscribe to the channel and support the content. Okay, comment below which subject you want next. So all the best for your exams and thank you for watching.